Right, so when we're looking at a standard cattle handling system, we've got 5 areas to consider. You've got your holding area, you've got your crowd pen, you've got your race, your crush and your exit strategy. So simple things to remember: holding area must have plenty of space for the animals so they can move. Safe place to work, so have you got an exit place if you're handling in that area, over, under, behind or through. Good flooring, absolutely essential for cattle because they have an instinctive fear of falling, so get the flooring right at this point and you'll be fine all the way through. And then containment, so you must have your holding area must be sufficiently well enough built and high enough built to contain the cattle you're going to handle. And I have a little golden rule: the top rail should be over the head of the biggest animal in the head up position. So that's your holding area, very simple. Crowd pen, where it gets a little bit more difficult, entry into the race. Try and remember this is where no handler should be in here. Sheet it if you can so that there's no distractions and there's only one clear exit point for the cattle, which is up the race. It's important to get that 30-degree angle right, so again cattle have clear vision up the race. And whatever you do, don't fill the crowd pen area too full because animals don't have enough space to turn and move and go forward. So it's not about packing animals in tight. Raceway, how long should a raceway be? Well, it's not so much the absolute length, it's how long they're going to stand there for. So if you're moving things through very quickly, then you can have a longer race. Shorter races if you've got a longer job, because after about 8 minutes the cattle's heart rate goes up. So what you're trying to do is not let them stand in that race for any more than that sort of 8 minutes. So if you've got a long race, it's always a good thing to be able to have a couple of subdivisions in as well, and then you can play about with it. Crush, can't go into a lot of detail, but it must be properly fixed and a really good floor, well maintained and not able to move at all. And on no account should anybody work in that crush space with the cattle. Dangerous. And then finally, a lot of people don't think about the exit strategy from the animals. So a good system normally has got you've got maybe a 1 or 2-way sort, so that you can actually do everything you need to do at the crush without having to run down and open gates further down the yard. So in your design, just think about how often you want to split animals and how many pens you want to split into. And at this point, you've also got to remember to make sure that you've got a protected working area. In other words, anywhere there's anybody standing having to work around the cattle, they can do that safely without the likelihood of cattle getting into their space. And that's very brief, simple key points to remember.